Oh shit, the camera's on. Hey gun people! Oh shut up you big dummies. I'm gonna show you how to use a needle on something. People, he's shooting up. Shut up! You freaking... Alright. So, I had my sisters out. These are the little 45 revolver rifles made by Rossi. Holds 5 shots. Shoots just like a revolver. Single action. 45 long Colt or 410. And I love these little guns. So when I find one that's cheap and somebody didn't want it, I can get it at a good price. I snag it. These happen to be my neighbors. So the ones I got I end up losing or trading or selling. Maybe I sold my neighbor. I don't know. But so like on this gun you're going to notice it has a little, couple little marks right here. Had a couple marks right here on stock. I just put some tung oil on here and wiped it off with 2 coats. So the stock's looking pretty good, but it's got a couple little, got a little mark right here. See if I can get this camera over here a little bit more light. I've got all kind of light in here, but so this little cosmetic, little dent here, little nick there. The gun's just been used. I got no problem with that. So and I really like the sights. If you can see the sights, I don't know if you guys can look down there if it's coming up with the light on how the sights are those like glow dot sights. I'm just kind of zooming it in here. I don't know if you guys can see those or not. But it's got green in the back, red in the front. Really lines up nice. Got a place for a scope. This is stock. This is how they come. I don't know if they still make them. It's called the Circuit Judge by Rossi. Pretty neat little thing. So now one of them I picked up used, and again I haven't noticed it, but it's got a little crack right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me get this closer and see if that'll show up. See that little crack right there? Spin it the other way, because on one side you can see it, on the other side you can't. It's just right there. And I was kind of like, well crap, I don't have this light on. Maybe that'll help on the backlight there. Is that making it any better? So you can see that. Anyway. So I need to take this little sucker off. And I'll probably just cut on this because I was going to have this already off and like ready to come off, so you guys didn't have to wait. And I just redid it'll probably be posted before this one does. I redid where that guy kneed that guy in the face, and I found out that the cop was charged, and I was like, good, he should be charged. That was a BS kick in the head. So let's see which one of these suckers are going to fit. That one looks like it fits. Oh shit! I just lost it. Come here, little magnet thingy. So basically what I'm going to do here in this project is I'm going to take this stock off, and then I'm going to put a little epoxy in this crack and see if that don't fix it. Oh, I had a little washer there. I don't want to lose that little washer. That's why I keep it in this magnetic thing here, so I don't lose any of my parts. I know this is the gun I'm working on. So this is basically long barrel pistol. If I wanted it, I could probably put a pistol grip on here. Again, it's just a revolver, so this wood's pretty nice overall, but it's got that damn crack in stock. Probably why the guy was selling it, but that's alright. So I'm going to take, there's a little bitty plastic thing in here that I need to pop out. You can tell this little plastic piece right there, that shroud where it fits around, that's going to come out. Leaves me bare access to the wood and to the crack. And then I'm going to get the littlest flathead screwdriver I got here. Looks like that one's pretty small. And this is just going to, I'm going to stick this in a crack in here and try to open that. And it kind of seals up. But if I get a bigger screwdriver, my good freaking, I can split that up a little bit. See that crack? So that's basically what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to open that up and squirt some of this 5-minute epoxy in there. And I'm going to try to get it in there with the smallest thing that I can, but I need to be able to get it in between that groove. So I'm hoping that epoxy I can get in this needle. This is a syringe. Hell, it's pulled back. I hope it's dried. I washed it out. These are, if you find them lying around, you can buy them at the horse store to give your horse shots. You can get them at any feed store. Having some syringes around is a good idea. You never know when you might need it. Not for drugs, but for medical purposes. So I put water in here. What I'm going to try to do is suck up some of that epoxy in this needle, and this needle is going to go in between this crack here, and then I'm going to squeeze it. So we'll see if that works. I'm trying to figure out how to get, you know, using my thumb, I get a pretty good crack on that. I don't know if you can see that crack kind of opening up there when I'm just using my thumb. So I got to get it open in order to get the damn epoxy in there. And so I'm going to be using this needle. I also got this, I know somebody's going to crack on me. He don't even know what he's using. I don't know what this is. This spark plug gap or something. I don't know what it's called. But it's got all these little fancy little things. I picked it up at a pawn shop for like $1. And if you need to check the gap on your spark plug, that's what it's used for. But I don't know what it's called. But they have a really thin one that's almost flexible. So I'm going to see if I can get some epoxy on one of these really thin ones and see if I can't slide that in between this gap with some epoxy. Like so. And then I can get some epoxy in between there. I'll pull it out and then squeeze it. So that's my second plan if the needle don't work. And that's just gonna, is that needed? It probably wouldn't break unless I dropped it. I mean, this is probably the weakest part of the stock. So a lot of times right there at the neck area you get kind of breaks. So you know, if you look at one that's connected, when you're shooting, because it's got that long metal piece in there, this is kind of taking all the torque right here. Even though you got a shoulder, this is the torquing area. So if I drop this gun or hit the barrel, this is probably the place it's going to crack. So I'm thinking that's how that little one got cracked, but who knows? So I'm going to work on this epoxy, and then maybe I just kind of wanted you to get the idea on what this needle is going to be. If I can get this needle in between here with some epoxy, if I can open it up without sticking myself. And if I can get the needle in there, somebody's going to take this screenshot. This dude's shooting up his gun so it'll be hyper, it's on drug. It's a gun on, the liberals will be trying to ban. You can't shoot up the guns with drugs because it makes them more, shut up you freaking idiots. Anyway, so I'm going to try and get the epoxy in there. I'm going to try to get this gap. And maybe I'll clip in a little at the end on, I mean, when you mix epoxy, basically you take a little bit of each. I'm going to stir it up, mix it up, put it on a couple screwdrivers, get it in between there, and then clamp that shut. So I'll go ahead and stop here, and then I'll put some other ones in there. How you going, people? We're back. So there's a couple things I wanted to bring up. And these little, they're called Kind, K-I-N-D. I think they sell them on Amazon. I got these at Sam's. Good little snack. 100 calories. This is like, I don't know what it is. But I had a couple questions I want to ask you guys. How do you remove paint I've got these old batons, and I sanded this down to get rid of the black. You can tell I didn't get it on the ends. I just didn't figure it was that important. And some of the black stuck into the pits, which I'm okay with it. Wood looks pretty good. Sanded it down, then just put about 2 or 3 coats of tung oil on it. Put tung oil on, I just rub it in very lightly, sandpaper it in, and then let it set for like 10 minutes, and then wipe it off with a lint-free cloth and let it dry for 12 to 24 hours, and then do another coat. So I did that 3 times with this. It feels it feels really nice. But I have like 3 of these police batons and they're all black. I'm trying to figure out an easy way to get this black crap off them. I got some paint stripper, sprayed it on, waited 15 minutes, didn't do crap. I tried mineral spirits, I tried lacquer thinner, I tried paint thinner. I had some, what's that shit they make drugs with? I don't know. It's some acid stuff, acetone. And I haven't tried it on it because I didn't want to really eat away or compromise the wood. I didn't know what it would do. Anybody got an easy way that I can just put something on here and this paint will wipe off? I mean, I got some Klein crap spray on that you let set for 15 minutes, and all it did was make it gummy and took off a little bit of black, and it didn't hardly remove anything. I moved this one from sanding, but it was a long time, and it took a lot of sheet of sandpaper, a lot of work to get this sanded down to get rid of this black. So if anybody's got an idea on that, that'll be appreciated. The other thing I want to mention, and don't say no shit about me eating my candy bar, because I'm eating. I had one of my viewers, I got the paperwork around here somewhere. Hell, that might be it. Yeah, that's it. So, expandable stock on a 1911. Remember I showed that 1911 with that 16-inch barrel? You can order the 16-inch barrels online for 85 bucks. And then you can get the bigger magazines. And so this little metal piece right here, all I did is went and picked one of these up at the pawn store, some old GI one, with a tube, screwed it in here, put the, I don't know, castle nut, something, I think it's a castle nut, I'm not sure. And then you put it on there, and now I have an expandable. Now all I'll do is I'll take my grips off my 1911, this will fit right over the 1911 frame. I'm not sure, I haven't tried it yet, whether I need to get extensions or longer grooves to hold the screws. Or can I put my grips right over this piece of metal? I don't think it will. I think this is a little thick to use the same screws and the same screw mounts in your 1911. But when I get it put together, I'll do a little video on it. But it'll basically look like this. So if you want to make your 1911 a rifle, and remember, I had a lot of people say, no, that's a short barrel rifle. You need to get it. No, it ain't. Look, 16-inch barrel on a pistol. You can put a stock on it. It can be a rifle. Remember, the rules are, Sam sucked in a nut, or a piece of coconut, if I'm busting coconuts. If you can make a pistol a rifle, you cannot make a rifle a pistol. So, your 1911, making it a rifle, no problem. So that's in, got that working. And then the original part of this video was the epoxy. I got this kind of done. And you might be able to see the little gap. If I zoom in, I'll zoom in right onto that. And then see if that helps. Because me seeing on this little screen without the light is kind of tough. So this is what it looks like with some light. You can see the little crack right there that I got that epoxy in, and you can see it right there. And I just clamped it. I end up splitting it, putting that needle, getting that needle, and just rolling the needle in here instead of squirting it in. I just use the needle and shove the needle in and out of that crack with the epoxy on it. Then I let the crack shut, clamped it down, let it dry for its hour, and That's what it looks like if you can see it. I don't know if it's focusing. I got this little bitty screen with all this light reflecting. I'm trying to give you every angle there, people. Well, that looks pretty good. Got some light there. Alright, so now I'm going to put this back together on this little sucker. I'm going to let this dry probably overnight before I slide this back on. So, let me zoom back out here. So I'm not going to put this on until later, but it's ready to go back on. And that's that. Oh, another little trivia question. How many rounds are in here? Whoever guesses it can have it. These are just some, I pick up my shell casings out there. I don't reload, but having the brass, either to trade, barter, or for someone else to reload, it's going to be worth something. So if I can collect it easy, I collect my brass. And all of this was on my front patio from shooting off my porch. That's just been laying out there for months. And I decided to pick them up, and I said, oh, this little bottle will be pretty good. See the holes in the bottle? I tried an experiment. I put just acetylene in here to see if it would blow up when I shot it. Because somebody told me acetylene was very flammable, and if it was shot, it would explode. So I put some in here. It didn't do anything. You can tell it didn't explode. Shot it a few times. So I'm going to try it with oxygen and acetylene, like the torch, and see if it's as flammable as everybody says. Just for experimental purposes, to make sure nobody does it, to show you, to break the myth. I'm the myth buster. So if anybody knows, if they've ever shot acetylene, you mix the oxygen and acetylene, you put it in a bottle and squeeze it, or you put it in a garbage bag, fill the garbage bag up with the gas, and then you shoot it with a rifle. According to Buck, I'm myth busting Buck, it'll ignite it and blow up when you shoot it because of it's so flammable. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm gonna find out. So that's the fixing the thing with the epoxy. It came with a nice little cover so I can seal that back up and keep it mixed so it won't dry up, so I can use that again. I don't know what that label was. You guys can figure that out. You can tell what I mixed right there, and I didn't use part of it. They said it dries clear. It looked pretty clear on the old stock there. Let me see if I can zoom in on the stock from here, and maybe you guys can see. Oh, that's not too bad. I can see it now. Oh, now you can really see the crack. Man, now it looks really bad. Shit, I shouldn't have done this, man. You guys would be like, hey, you didn't fix shit. Hey, it's got epoxy in it. It's stronger than it was. If it really bothered me, I'd get another stock, but it don't bother me that much. All right, we'll end that there.